Do you ever wonder what it's like living in Wake Forest, North Carolina? It has become one of Raleigh's most popular suburbs over the past 5 years for many reasons that we will go over. But there's also a few things about Wake Forest that drive people crazy. I'm Allison Warnerowski, local broker and owner of Ray Realty, and welcome to another episode of our Living In series. Please join our Relocating to Raleigh Facebook and Instagram groups to collaborate with thousands on the area. I'm excited to make this video because Wake Forest is where I currently call home, and I can't wait to share my true thoughts on what it's like to live here. All right, let's jump right in. Starting with the pros. Pro number 4 is Wake Forest is a great place to raise a family. There are tons of families moving to Wake Forest, and for good reason, as it offers a great environment and entertainment options for kids. There are multiple parks and playgrounds that are perfect spots to wear the kids out, such as Forest Ridge and Joyner Park. And the factory has 2 ice skating rinks, an indoor soccer field and basketball courts inside, and 4 baseball fields outside. The town is constantly putting on events as well, such as the monthly Friday Night on White music series or holiday-themed events like the Easter egg hunt and the Halloween festivals. Wake Forest is in the Wake County public school system and has some excellent public schools like Heritage, but it also has great charter and private schools as well. Moving on, pro number 3 is all about location. Now, Wake Forest location is initially viewed by many as a con, as on the map it appears further away from Raleigh than many other areas. But in my experience, I love where Wake Forest is situated. Wake Forest is directly above North Raleigh, one of the premier places in the Triangle to live. In just a few minutes, you can take advantage of all that North Raleigh has to offer, but not pay the premium to live there. Commute times are actually not as bad as they may initially seem. And part of that is because unlike many areas in the Triangle, there are so many different routes you can take to get to the same place. It's about 30 to 35 minutes into downtown Raleigh, 25 minutes to the airport, and 30 minutes to RTP. So while some people may initially have the impression Wake Forest is far out, it actually feels very connected. And this is coming from someone who lived in the heart of Cary and Raleigh for most of her life. Next up, Wake Forest has beautiful outdoor recreation and parks. Situated right next to Falls Lake and the Neuse River, Wake Forest is a prime location to enjoy nature. Falls Lake is one of the area's largest lakes and the most popular place around to enjoy freshwater fun. Lake houses and waterfront properties are not allowed here, so the natural beauty is truly preserved. There's also the Wake Forest Reservoir that allows kayaking and has walking and biking trails. The Neuse River is just minutes away, where you can enjoy Raleigh's best greenway that spans over 26 miles along the river, and it continues into Johnston County to the south. Both Joyner Park and Forest Ridge offer gorgeous walking trails as well, and for mountain bike lovers, there are quite a few trails in the area. So that brings us to our number 1 pro about Wake Forest, is that it's very affordable in comparison to Raleigh and some of its other major suburbs. The home values in Wake Forest have appreciated just like everywhere else, but its housing prices remain relatively affordable. The average home value is $515,000 with a price per square foot of $204. That's quite a bit less than Raleigh and some of its larger suburbs of Cary, Apex, and Holly Springs. When compared to these other suburbs, Wake Forest also has the highest average square footage, which is indicative of all the new construction neighborhoods that are popping up. If you like new construction and custom homes, Wake Forest is the place to be, as there are tons of neighborhoods like Stonewater, Wexford, Waterstone, and Kimberly that all have amazing newly built homes at a fraction of the cost that they would be in Raleigh or Cary. Many of these neighborhoods come with a half an acre to an over an acre sized properties, which is great for those who need more space. So those are some of the top reasons why people are moving to Wake Forest, but now let's dive into some of the reasons people stay away from the Wake Forest area. Starting with number 4, Wake Forest does have minimal nightlife and entertainment. While suburbs aren't typically known to have tons of nightlife options, Wake Forest is pretty quiet after 10 o'clock. There are several options in downtown Wake Forest, like White Street Brewing and the Norse Brewing Company. There's not a lot of variety of bars to keep you entertained week after week. Downtown Raleigh, North Hills, and Durham all have more options and are 30 minutes or less away, but that can be expensive for an Uber ride. For sports, the main source of entertainment is in the form of high school sports, as the area's football teams are good. You'll have to travel around 30 minutes to see the NHL's Hurricanes or the minor league Durham Bulls. Next up, the lack of major shopping centers. This is something Wake Forest is working to change, but there has been much more housing development than new commercial space over the last 5 years. Unlike many of the suburbs on the western side of Raleigh, Wake Forest doesn't have the major shopping centers that have anything you could ever need, complete with outdoor spaces and movie theaters. There are certainly some larger shopping centers around that provide you some of the essentials like Target, Sam's Club, and Kohl's, but they are not to the scale of what other suburbs offer. Shopping itself is fairly limited, and the closest mall is Triangle Town Center. This mall is on the decline and in major need of revitalization. The best and closest shopping center options are Lafayette Village, North Hills, and Crabtree Valley Mall. Moving into our next con is number 2. Wake Forest does not have the most diverse restaurant scene. Trust me, you will not go hungry, as there are plenty of great places to eat in Wake Forest, like Over the Falls, Backfin's Crab House, and Farm Table. But there is not quite the same variety and diversity in food that some of the other suburbs provide. This doesn't bother us, as our kids just want chicken fingers and fries wherever we go. But if you're someone who wants an endless variety of food options, you'll have to plan on traveling to other areas of the Triangle to get your fix. Moving on to the most complained about aspect of Wake Forest is the traffic and the overcrowding. With the significant influx of new neighborhoods and residents in Wake Forest, increased traffic and crowding is bound to occur. The worst areas are in and around Heritage, which is one of Wake Forest's premier neighborhoods, and it includes the highly rated elementary, middle, and high schools. The surrounding roadways are mostly single lane, which creates large backups during rush hour and school drop-off and pickup times. There have been quite a few neighborhoods built in this area beyond Heritage, like Stonewater and Holding Village, as well as commercial development to add restaurants and grocery stores such as Chick-fil-A and Publix. These developments are great for the area, but the infrastructure was not built to support the growing population, and traffic in this area can be very frustrating. With the increased population, the limited number of popular restaurants and shops can get packed pretty quickly. So if you want to go to a Wake Forest staple like Over the Falls, you'll want to arrive early or plan on an extended wait. Wake Forest is really a great place to live, and I personally have really enjoyed it, but it doesn't come without its pain points. I hope this video gave you some insight into the pros and cons to help you make the decision as to whether it's right for you. If you want more information on the area or need help finding your next home, our team here at Raleigh Realty would love to help you. Please reach out via the contact information in the description below. For more information on Wake Forest and the Raleigh area in general, check out some of our other videos or visit our website at www.raleigh.com. I'm Allison Warnerowski with Raleigh Realty, and thank you for watching. We'll see you in our next video.